a man haggles much less than a woman. I can easily upmark his purchases to 125% without a single complaint. But the moment I dare charge a housewife 120%, she will immediately haggle me down to 110. Despite
As a woman, I have done this. Yes, I have held up lines because I will be discussing the price point of an item that was like, it typically happens during like a sale and the numbers just aren't numbering. So I'll be like, could you check that? Do you like money? Do you like making money? Do you like the thrill of mercantilism? Then this just might be the perfect day for you. Today, Sseth is delving into Recettear? I don't know. A game whose name I cannot comfortably pronounce, and a JRPG with fighting, cute anime girls, and capitalism. To be honest, I don't really know if Sseth is capable of breaking this one, but who knows? Maybe he could prove me wrong. So before my kidney is put on sale, make sure you leave a like and subscribe, and let's get into it.
Hey people, Sseth here. Have you ever watched one of those sad documentaries about the living conditions of sweatshop workers in Thailand and thought to yourself, those poor people, they make products that sell for hundreds, yet they earn a single dollar for their labor. That's terrible. Those workers are clearly overpaid. I'd pay them half. Then I've got exactly the game for you. Recettear, released in 2007 and translated from Mandarin Chinese in 2010. On the surface, Recettear is a game about the true merchant experience of being a professional shill. As such, it resonates strongly with my own personal belief and culture. Instead of being a random, adventuring schmuck that risks their own life and limb to put bread on the table, you play as a child that risks their very soul by venturing...
I'm sorry, it's the... You play as a child. Sorry, it was taking a minute. Yeah, I'm having technical issues. It's the very direct, you are a child, but this is my game, and you're going to make boatloads of money. Watch. He's so confident. God, how is he gonna break a JRPG? Because typically that stuff can't be quote unquote broken unless I'm wrong and I've never tried, which is true. I've never tried. The only thing I've ever done is like max out levels and such. I've never broken one.
To put bread on the table, you play as a child that risks their very soul by venturing into the most dangerous, cutthroat, and oppressive arena of all, the arena of business. However, beneath the surface, Recettear is also a social commentary on whether or not it's ethically acceptable to hold a child financially responsible for her father's debt. Spoiler, in this world, yes, we absolutely can. Now, get to work.
I mean, even in this world.
The story is very simple. Recettear has a father who took a huge loan from the Rothschilds in order to finance his item shop without first reading the fine print or the terms and conditions. Realizing that he has no way of making repayment, he does what most absent fathers do. He heads out of town looking for Coke Vanilla and is never seen again. Immediately after, a loan shark appears. As you figured out from the title, Tyr is the secondary companion in Recettear. And
that's an actual line. I'm here to collect the loan. I'm here to collect payment on a loan paid out to your father. This poor child. Her face is just like, what? Then go to my dad. Or better yet, go find him. He hasn't been home in months.
For Coke Vanilla and is never seen again. Immediately after, a loan shark appears. As you figured out from the title, Tyr is the secondary companion in Recettear, and from day one has psychologically engineered Recette into a state of Stockholm Syndrome, thinking that she is somehow friends with her debt repayment supervisor, who is a fantastic, genuine, and warm person who is entirely ready to throw a child on the street if she doesn't make those deadlines. But don't worry, there's a generous amount of time to settle your debt. An entire calendar month. As such, you have an increasingly high loan to repay each week, or you get evicted and die in poverty. Welcome to capitalism.
Oh my God, that's terrible.
Recettear is a high-speed simulation of a capitalist dream or the capitalist nightmare, depending on your personal ability and genetic factors. For each day, you have a finite resource. It's called time.
I can see how this is broken now. I understand. Yeah, there's probably a system that determines like what prices at the maximum that the NPCs are comfortable with. There's probably negotiation because it's mercantilism. How dare you? How dare you find the one JRPG that I'm aware of currently that you can actually break financially. I'm sure he'll break it. It looks like he already is. But that's not fair. Why can't I find a game like that on my own time?
The genetic factors. For each day, you have a finite resource. It's called
That's a
time.
lot.
And there's 4 blocks of time in each day. How you spend it is pivotal to your success. Grabbing inventory from the local merchants guild takes a block. Opening the store for business takes a block. Hiring some schmuck to steal loot from the dungeon takes 2. Also, he might not come back. Everything in Recettear is measured risk and reward. Your only objective is to pay off a damn loan shark. But you can approach that objective in any way you see fit. Every day is completely randomized, and you can't predict what happens next on the free market. The invisible hand of a free market is told to you through news bulletins, which, to paraphrase, sound like this. Valuable material prices have stabilized. Weapon prices are up. Oh, and also there's a race riot happening in the north. The news in this game is amazing. These bulletins take place every morning, but they can trigger any time and force a rapid change in your sales strategy. Let's say a news report comes in that the local harvest has failed completely. Food prices are up and people are getting desperate. How can we help? Well, we buy the remaining food supplies, put them on display, and sell them back to the people for a reasonable price. Of course, you can't put a price on feeding your family, can you?
He just baited! What? Do they not have like a... What? Huh? He just paid $8,500 for a sandwich? You know, maybe this world isn't all that bad. I mean, that's really not that bad. I want to be a merchant in this world. If I'm ever isekai'd, please make sure it's something like this where I can, you know, actually game the system. Because what do you mean he just paid $8,500 for a sandwich? Huh? They don't have a cap? They don't have like a, no, that's too much for me kind of system? Were they that desperate?
People for a reasonable price. Of course, you can't put a price on feeding your family, can you? But I can. 260% of the base value. Thank you for your business. You don't have an alternative. Other times, you can have a complete lapse of judgment. Buying a commodity in bulk and selling it in high numbers will crash the market. Prices hit rock bottom, and until they correct, you better have a backup plan, or you're going to be evicted. The act of being a merchant in Recettear is a very personalized experience. You put something on display, you attract a certain kind of clientele. For example, a man haggles much less than a woman. I can easily upmark his purchases to 125% without a single complaint. But the moment I dare charge a housewife 120%, she will immediately haggle me down to 110. Despite
That is so accurate, though. As a woman, I have done this. Yes, I have held up lines because I will be discussing the price point of an item that was like, it typically happens during like a sale and the numbers just aren't numbering. So I'll be like, could you check that? And I hate to be an inconvenience, but sometimes they're like, no, it's correct. And I'm like, no, it's not. It said it was on a sale for this certain number. And I did the numbers and the numbers aren't numbering. So then at some point in that conversation, if, you know, things happen, I end up having to ask for a manager. But I do get to save money. So it's worth it. Very realistic touch, I'm sure. She even says it. You can't fool a housewife. She knows the price of the good. She understands. It's a tough life out here.
Life 120%. She will
never
immediately
underestimate.
haggle me down to 110, despite the fact that women have twice the disposable income to spend compared to men. What did they mean by this? Honey, I had to purchase this Buddha statue for $5,000 because it just fit into the decor of our room. Yes, I know food prices have doubled. That's why I took your Fredo bar you were hiding from me under the bed and sold it for $500. Small children are also equally baffling. They go into a bookstore, browse the selection, and then ask me if I have any food. Each successful transaction results in a tiny drop of merchant experience. This is worthless. The only way to level up is stringing together as many transactions as physically possible, allowing you to become a truly powerful merchant until you become semi-successful, and then this bitch shows up. She'll try to scam you with insane prices, and if you don't take it, she'll break your entire combo. Urea? More like urea, because she's an incarnation of human waste. As your merchant levels increase, your options expand, and the game gets increasingly more complex. You can customize the appearance of your store to attract different customers. You can expand the store to hold more items on display. You can fuse dungeon items together for less money, but exponentially more time. You can have customers sell you their garbage for garbage prices. You can agree to take advance orders from customers, only to forget about it until they come screaming the next day. You can even automate the whole process by replacing your entire store with vending machines, eliminating unnecessary human contact, and streamlining the process of hands exchanging money.
I love it. I didn't, bro, I'm not kidding. I was like, oh, this is a cute little game. Doesn't look that, you know, complex. Doesn't look that deep. I was wrong. I was severely wrong. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. My inner thoughts are offensive because that is disgusting. How dare I think that? You can customize everything. You can automate it. That is beautiful. I think the only downside to automating is just losing the, what's it called? Reasoning. You're not able to, like, you know, up the value of the item. Haggle, that's the word. Not allowed to properly haggle, but like Seth said, you don't really need to interact with anyone. So, I mean, it's not that bad. I feel like that would be a pretty, like, easy way to pay back your debt, right? Because it's all just done for you. You wake up, you're like, oh, I have to go to work today. The work in question, completely automated. Can the shop run while you're out in a dungeon? I'm curious. If you can multitask and do two at the same time, that would be really cool. I would really like that. I can't believe Seth is selling me on a game that looks like it was on a DS. I'm gonna go play my DS.
Necessary human contact and streamlining the process of hands exchanging money. Who needs social distancing when our employees are unpaid, unfeeling golems whose only purpose is to serve you watermelon at competitive prices? Now, it is traditionally believed that you can't finish this game by staying in town. Bullshit.
Really?
I finished the game in 2 days of play, and I didn't even need the dungeon. All I needed was some interior decoration. Turns out the best customer is your own business rival, because holy shit, she buys everything for 150%. Alouette, you are my MVP. For everyone else, you might have to go into the dungeon. My condolences, because the dungeon is not very good. You go inside, kill monsters, and open chests. Very often, they don't contain items. They contain something to fuck you over in a variety of different ways. Each time you get hit, your main character screams. This happens often, so get used to it. Often, you'll stay in a dungeon until you find something of value to justify spending your time in this god-awful place, which is filled with all manner of fantasy creatures we know and love, such as vegetable, animal, and of course, tentacle. I fucking hate the dungeon. But it's the only place where ingredients drop, and you need...
Why do you hate the dungeon so much? kind of cute. The little, what a little mushroom do to you, Sseth? He's like, I came here to make money and sell goods. I did not come here for physical labor. I know my worth. Okay, Sseth. Okay.
I fucking hate the dungeon. But it's the only place where ingredients drop, and you need these to make fusion items. Some examples are toothpicks, cotton balls, and bat wings, which can be used to make soup. Honestly, anything you encounter down here is not dangerous. They're benign and completely harmless. Imagine robbing the elderly. You wouldn't call them monsters, would you? They're more like walking loot dispensers. Yeah, just cut this part of the script. Once you get their business card, the adventurers do get better. The dungeon, however, does not. It is the same randomly generated grid, copy-pasted several hundred times. But Sseth, there's boss fights. Correct.
Yeah,
they take about the same amount of time to kill as vegetables. I implore you, become a better merchant today. If not for the love of money, then from the deep existential fear of having to go through the equivalent of Dante's Inferno and the 9 circles of hell just to come back with a fucking back scratcher. Recettear is a very charming little title, and it's quite different from the rest. I find the act of shilling endlessly to be very relaxing, and I think you will too. Even when you finish the main story, there's still more content. It's not much, but endless mode lets you experience everything you missed without time constraints. There's a lot of little side stories. Yes, they are wholesome and endearing, but I'm just here for the money. Also, don't stay on the main menu.
Low-key, I can relate to wanting to skip event stuff, like dialogue options. If they give me the option and I'm not really too interested, I will skip. Will I go back and read it later if that's an option? Absolutely. But if I'm just not in the mood, yeah. I can't be the only one. I know I'm not the only one that does that because Sseth just did that. So, yeah. You're not alone either. But also try not to do that too much. You might miss out on important stuff. I know I have. Unfortunately. So I don't do it too often. But when I do, I make sure I can read back on it later.
Wholesome and endearing, but I'm just here for the money. Also, don't stay on the main menu or your ears are going to bleed. If you're a masochist, you can play the Dante Must Die difficulty mode, Survival Hell, where the death never truly ends. It only keeps increasing until you're financially crushed. Oh, and also all your progress is gone. Good luck. I give Recettear a 10 out of 10 years ago, back when this game was still relevant. I still play it sometimes to relive my ancestry. So I thoroughly recommend it. Unfortunately, the game never goes on sale. Correction, the game is currently on sale, and $15 for something older than the average pyrocynical subscriber is unreasonable. Thus, I strongly encourage you to use a VPN and buy the game in Argentinian pesos, which converts roughly to about $3. Also, I'm proud to announce that I'll be streaming on DLive for the next month. How? Why? Because the Trump of cryptocurrency has bought out the platform, and he made me an offer I couldn't refuse. That's 4 streams of 2 hours, once a week, each Saturday, at the following times. Come and hang out. It'll be fun. I can't
tell if he's being serious or not. I feel like he is, because this is Sseth, and 9 times out of 10, even when he's joking, he's absolutely serious. Did he really? Did he really?
Once a week, each Saturday, at the following times. Come and hang out. It'll be fun. We are literally the second biggest stream besides PewDiePie, because we actually have a script. As always, more content to come, so stay tuned. A warm thanks to the many members of the Merchants Guild, generously funding and bankrolling these videos. This one, however, is completely free. You're all truly wonderful. Have a good one.
Seth. Thank you for tuning in to another Neko Reacts. So, have you broken Recettear? Recettear, I think. He said it a bunch, but I'm still struggling. Anyway, if you did, let me know in the comments below what your experience was. Until then, please leave a like and subscribe to the universe, and I'll see you in the next one. Matanya!